Okay, Greg. So it's great to have you, and it's my privilege to get to interview you as the 2020 Patriot Award winner. And as I say that, knowing you, I can see that you're like, this is one way to make Greg Manley uncomfortable, is to try to get him to accept an award, because that's hard for you to do. So, and some of the questions that I've got for you is, can you recall the first time that you kind of heard about the Folds of Honor mission and what resonated with you and why?
Yeah, it was at a chapter meeting. Mike Corey, who was our executive director, Brian's father, did just come back from the annual meeting. I wasn't involved in the section leadership yet, but I think I was a chapter board member. I don't even know how many years ago, but I looked up to Mike Corey for sure, just by who he was and the legend he was in our chapter and our section. And he came back with this message about this Folds of Honor thing, and Dan Rooney, who's a fighter pilot and a PGA professional, and he started this thing, this whole synchronicity story, about Corporal Brock Buckland sitting on the airplane. Yeah. You've all heard it probably. And I bawled my eyes out in the chapter meeting. And it's like, wow, something that moves me this much, I got to do something about it. So, going back at those things that my grandfathers instilled in me, to love our country and our flag and our patriotism and all those things, I think got me to that position of just bawling my eyes out. I even tear up right now talking about it, but it's a moving thing for me. And so I'm all about things that move me and things that inspire me. And when I get those things, I jump on them and go.
Yeah. So you mentioned your grandfathers, they both served in World War II, you mentioned to me. Is that accurate?
Yeah, both World War II veterans. And, growing up, one of them lived, an hour and a half away, but one of them lived 3 doors down from my childhood home. And so, but they both always had a flagpole with the flag, and they always took it down at night, because kind of way back then, I'm old, right? Back then, you didn't have flags that were lit up all night.
Yeah.
So just the fact that they get up at first light and put the flag up and take it down before bed. And I always remember asking them, why, what does it mean? And so that's where I learned that patriotism, and that's where I learned what the flag meant to people who given part of their lives to defend our country. And that's how I got started with my patriotism and my belief of we're going to take care of those who took care of us, which is kind of what drives me for the Washington Open and the Folds of Honor and now American Lake and all the other things we do for the veterans at Murray Valley.
2020 was super challenging for everybody, but it had to be challenging to deliver an exceptionally awesome pro-am.
Look, there's people in our section that do as much or more than me for the Folds of Honor. The Washington Open just happens to be something that there's a story there how that started at Murray Valley too. But we joke, the team here at Murray Valley jokes that our budget in 2020 was done in pencil, and we got a lot of erasers because we were adjusting it on the fly. And we took that same approach to the 2020 Washington Open Pro-Am, which was scheduled to be held in May. My wife, this is a team that does this, and it's not just me. She's the tournament director. We have plenty of people here, volunteers, they're members at Murray Valley that help make this thing happen. And we just made so many shifts and changes. And what we basically said was, look, this is a party. We raise all this money because everybody has so much fun at the event. So we rented like 80 extra golf carts. And so the spouses coming for dinner on Saturday, it was always a huge part of this event. And we just said, here, let's give all the wives a cart, and we'll have food and drink on every other hole on the golf course. And we'll bring the party to the golf course. And so the auction went on during golf. It was 5.5 hours of tee times. We couldn't do a shotgun. So everybody just had a blast.
For you personally and professionally, to have a club with membership like the Meridian Valley members, you've been there since 1997, a membership that supports this cause like they do, and that you care about it that much. How much does that mean to you?
Well, I've actually been here since 1994. I was the head professional
that's correct.
1997. So this is my 27th summer. But, Meridian Valley is one of those unique places in the world where everybody rallies around the right thing. And so as long as I do the right things and I put the right people in the right places and we provide the right experiences, the members are all in on anything. And before this, you were just referencing the Northwest Open Pro-Am, which we also do and run for Folds of Honor, and over half the teams were Morning Valley teams. They literally got in their car, drove to Wine Valley just because the cause is so great and it's so much fun to play in the format of the program. So the members at Morning Valley continue to be open and be patient to new things. And when they get a hold of something like this Washington Open Pro-Am, they just absolutely let it rip. And it's humbling to be at a place that has that much support. I certainly am not perfect. I've done many things wrong, but they continue to forgive and advance this thing. And it's just a special place for sure.
I think whether you meant to or not, you've actually uncovered a great member engagement activity.
Yeah, I think, one of the things that our section professionals can get out of this is when we started this, other than I had passion for the Folds of Honor, I had no idea who our veterans were that were members. And as soon as you touch the heart of one of the members that's a veteran, they are 100% in. And what I realized was I didn't know how many veterans we had as members of Morning Valley Country Club. And so if you're looking to start an event to support anything, we shifted our support in 21. This is a 2020 award. So in 21 to help American Lake down in Lakewood, right next to Tacoma Country Golf Club. We donated $25,000 to their front nine renovation from our event this year. But as soon as you light that fire, especially with someone that's served, our 1% that gets up every day and defends our country, when you spark that, they are all in. And if they own businesses, they're going to write checks. They're going to make all their connections work. And that's how this event really got roaring with a huge fire, is just touching the hearts of the veterans and understanding. And the stories from the Folds of Honor are enormous and numerous, right? Sure. And I keep telling my wife, we're going to do Folds of Honor Kleenex at some point, because when these speakers speak at our program, you just can't help but a lot of emotion, right?
We have such a platform to be influential. And when you leverage that with the 1% who have invested so much more and risked so much more than we do, that's a powerful combination.
Yeah, look at what we get to do. And I say this every year in my little speech at the Pro-Am dinner. Look what we get to do, because these guys, my grandfather and my other grandfather were in Germany for World War II and were on the battlefield, and they did that so that I could be a golf professional and play golf at a Pro-Am. Are you kidding me? How can you not support that?
Yeah.
And golf as a sport donates so much money to charities. So as a PGA professional, everything's a turnkey package here.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Rooney, he's a major now, I think.
Yeah.
Dan Rooney created this foundation with the spirit of golf behind it. Brian Whitcomb, one of our national presidents who was a section member for a long time, jumped on board and got involved. And they basically are serving this up to you on a silver platter. And if you just go and make a few contacts at your club, those people that we talked about that are veterans, those people that care and want to be involved, anybody can run a successful event at a golf course. Public, private, resort, it doesn't matter, because as soon as somebody walks through that door and this is a touch point for them, our military and our veterans, and supporting those children and families for those fallen or disabled, it's really not that hard. I don't want to discount what we do, but it's really not that hard to get it going.
Yeah, it's meaningful. And again, I know that it's uncomfortable for you to accept an award, but I know that you do it on behalf of the entire Meridian Valley team and the membership. But what you accomplished is something to be proud of. And so congratulations again on winning the 2020 Patriot Award. And you have to accept it even if you don't really feel like doing it.
Thanks, Monty. I certainly am proud to get it. I'm not sure that I deserve it. It's a team effort. And Jeff Ellison's passion for Folds of Honor was as great or greater than mine. Obviously, my wife, Molly, the whole section staff really rallies around this. You do as well. I tell everybody Saturday night at the Pro-Am party, we had 29 teams this year. These are 29 of my best friends. We get golf professionals from all over the Northwest come and play in this Pro-Am, and these are my buddies. And you can't have a Pro-Am without the professionals. And so I got to thank everybody in our section for donating rounds of golf to the auction, the professionals for giving their weekend. We're busy people, right? They give up their weekend to come and play. And it's just not Greg falling out of a truck and doing a Pro-Am. This is a village, really, was what it takes to make it successful. And it's super cool to be a part of it.
Yeah, well said. Thanks you again.
Yeah, thank you.